And the White House press briefing just took place. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan took questions on Sudan. Our Karen Travers is there at the White House for us. So, Karen, you just heard from McMulroy. He says that, this evacuation went off without a hitch. What about the administration? How is its viewing of the evacuation?
Kira, we heard from Secretary of State Antony Blinken this morning, and he said the decision to temporarily suspend operations at an embassy and remove American personnel is the toughest decision a Secretary of State has to make. But he said the security situation right now in Khartoum and in Sudan is so risky that it was the right decision that they had to make. But there's been an emphasis today on the word temporary, that this is not permanent, and that they are very eager to resume consular activities and get diplomats and get personnel back into those offices. But for now, they're saying that this was a successful mission, and they were crediting the U.S. military for the precision and skill with which this operation was executed.
Well, and Blinken also saying that the State Department is working to broker an extended ceasefire in Sudan. But if you ask journalists who are there on the ground, this is anything but a ceasefire. So
yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm. We just heard from Jake Sullivan, the national security on this, security advisor, talking about what the administration is doing to try and broker a permanent ceasefire and what those efforts look like. And Sullivan said that there are conversations taking place at the State Department between White House officials and officials there in Sudan, and the ambassador, when he was actually still in country, was working on this in a very aggressive way.
Everybody.
Now, of course, he's doing that by phone.
Monday.
But Jake said that there has been a lessening of violence and hostilities to a point right now, and the administration wants that to become a permanent ceasefire. He said, of course, that they're not going to speculate, but not giving up the push to make that permanent. But of course, there's still a lot of work to be done there.
Meanwhile, you've got 16,000 Americans still left behind in Sudan. So what's the Biden administration going to do about it?
One interesting thing about that number, Kira, is that the administration is also saying that many of those people are dual citizens, so that it's difficult to get a fully accurate read on how many of them actually want to leave the country right now, how many of them are going to prefer to stay. So 16,000 would be the entire universe of people that could be looking to leave, but it might not be everybody. Jake Sullivan did address what the administration is doing to get as many of them who do want to get to a safer location out, and here's what he had to say about that.
We have not put American boots on the ground in Sudan other than for the brief period that we brought the military in to evacuate our personnel. We have placed ISR assets, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance assets over the land evacuation route to help facilitate safe travel by land from Khartoum to the port of Sudan. Once at the port, then, we are using diplomatic facilities in neighboring countries to help those Americans with their onward travel so that they can get safely out of the country.
So the administration is working to try and get people out and get them to safer routes if that's what they're looking to do, and working with allies and partners in the region who are also trying to get their own people out to see if Americans can be part of those evacuations. But we also heard from National Security Council spokesman John Kirby this morning on Good Morning America, who said that the administration's message to those thousands of Americans who are still there, Kira, is to essentially shelter in place. It is too dangerous to be moving around the capital city.
Karen Travers at the White House for us. Karen, thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.